Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Doug and here to share another tip regarding care of your baseball caps. I've gotten a few questions on my channel lately on videos from viewers wondering how I store my caps, and I can tell you there's really nothing complicated to it. However, I do, as you know if you've seen any of my other videos, I do stretch and shape my caps, so I tend to take care of them and I try and maintain a very specific shape. So I do store them in a way that allows me to maintain that. So let's take a look. Okay, so you see here, this is effectively the basic way that I like to store my caps. And that is a stack of no more than 5 or 6 caps in a row. However, I do like to have the cap open and just simply stack the shape of the crown on top of the next one below and so on. So I go about 5 or 6 high, and I store these in rows on a closet shelf. So I'll throw a couple of photos up on the screen. But basically what you get when you do this, number one, you got them in a closet, so most of them are away from dust. But when you go 5 or 6 high, you've obviously got the bottom 4 or 5 are also away from dust because they're covered by the top cap. So there's a little less maintenance in terms of dusting as opposed to if you had all your caps on a long shelf or something like that. And maybe you're not wearing certain ones very often. But the other thing that I really like about stacking this way is that, as you know from other videos, I'm very particular about the shape that I can get here. And so I have a very consistent method where I stretch and shape the sweatband to fit my head more because I've got that little more oval head shape. So what I don't want to do in storing my caps is go back to the way that you get them when you get them at the store or shipped to your house, which is when you got them folded in like that. So that personally doesn't work for me, just because I work so hard to get the right shape in my caps. And number one, you get the crease on the sides, but also it just kind of gets it back to the round shape that it is when you got it. So if you shape the cap to fit your head or if it's broken in, I really like to store them this way. That way they're all kind of reinforcing each other in the stack. So you've got that shape kind of running through all these caps here, and that's just a good way to maintain that. Quick side note, with the 3930, which is obviously the stretch fitted cap, shape isn't as important. It'll pretty much stretch to fit your head. So this is the way that I actually store my 3930s. Really, that's the two main ingredients. Is I just go in vertical stacks of caps. My rule of thumb is 5 or 6 caps high. Keep them open and let the shape reinforce itself. And then find shelf space in a closet somewhere so you can generally keep them out of the dusty areas or areas where you'd have to dust them frequently. So that's about it. Those are the simple steps. About the only thing I notice is maybe every 6 months or so, I got to reshape the sweatband. Sometimes they open up a little bit, but really that's a minor concern. So I think this is the best way that I've found for storing my caps. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. I just wanted to share that. There were a couple of questions from viewers, so that's how I do it. Maybe that works for you. Hopefully that helps you out in some way. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.